And we are live after installing, Windows updated on my PC, my laptop thing.
Oh, mine's always up to date.
Mine is never up to date because I only use it for this stream.
Oh, speaking of which, mine's not up to date either.
Speaking of which, are we streaming on all platforms? My stream on YouTube is working. Your mixer, is it working? Wow.
Yeah. Like we planned.
Check your, oh, nice. They're all three working.
Every little thing.
3 out of 3. And you are live. All right. This week we have some topics.
You know, the last time I updated my YouTube
Description or title?
It said 2.3, so now it says 3.2.
Oh.
It's been a month.
Classic. We've got the BBC, the British Broadcasting Channel, to use PocketCast for their talk shows rather than Spotify.
They were looking at several different ones, and
Okay.
Spotify did not make the cut.
I've never heard of PocketCast, but I have heard of Spotify, if that tells you anything.
Super weird.
Cortana is changing in 2020 for the 4 people that use her.
Do you ever use Cortana?
No.
Hey, Cortana.
I also don't use Siri on my Mac.
Really?
Yeah.
There you go.
Google Stadia only has 28 games, and apparently they're not offering enough incentive to developers to move over to their platform. There's a new open source game building engine type thing for game creation that could be kind of interesting. They call it the YouTube of game creation, but I don't really get the analogy with YouTube, but we'll talk about that. Could be kind of interesting. Some changes to YouTube, primarily on the mobile app, which you don't use, but I almost exclusively use because I never turn on my computer at home.
Okay.
Because I'm on my computer all day at work, which you are too, but
yeah. Some of us like our jobs.
Microsoft says it'll continue letting people upgrade from expired Windows 7 to Windows 10, so you can continue liking your job because that's pretty much your job.
Yep. So this first one's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So apparently the BBC does these audio things.
Okay.
Where they do what we're doing, but
is it live or is it recorded? Or possibly both, because I've never listened to anything on Spotify Live. I don't even know if that's a thing. To be honest, other than listening to radio shows, I don't know if I've ever listened to a live podcast. I've watched live streams with video.
It's just called BBC Studios, so I would assume it's all recorded.
Okay, gotcha.
But no clue.
Yeah.
A couple of interesting parts is that it says PocketCast is already owned by NPR.
Okay.
Which I guess helps, like, know that it's not going to go downhill real fast, real quick.
Yeah.
An owner can't just go crazy. But one of the interesting parts was they didn't want to use Spotify.
Yeah.
And if we do Spotify,
like I said, never heard of Pocket Casts, and I'm live streaming right now. Definitely have used Spotify many, many times. And I think a lot of people are the same way.
Yeah. Yeah, so right here in this last paragraph, PocketCast is looking to sell people on the dream of keeping podcasting open and free, as well as banking on the star power and loyalty public media hosts command. Spotify, Luminary, and others, so I guess Luminary is another podcast platform.
Okay.
Think celebrity and big name shows are the way to grow a platform, along with serious marketing. So it almost sounds like Spotify, Luminary, and others are doing more like what Netflix does, where they start creating their own content.
And Spotify definitely charges money for a subscription fee, or you can use the free version, which has ads. So maybe this Pocket Casts is actually completely open and free, as in no ads, which seems like a reason not to use them if you're a content creator, because you probably want to get some kind of payback, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and the top comment is, I love Pocket Cast. It syncs on all my devices and works just as well as the browser and an app.
Okay.
So it seems like it's very versatile.
The second comment there talks about how they remember when podcasts were a niche medium run only by fans, rather than, I guess, big corporate companies like the BBC. This person's thrown back to the days when it was kind of like how YouTube used to be, Not people making a ton of money and just creating content just to create content, but how YouTube used to be the small guys,
Yeah.
People like us just creating something that's funny.
Yeah. So PocketCast, I'm looking at their website. There's a free version, and there's PocketCast Plus.
Okay.
That is. From the looks of it, you get desktop apps. So I guess it's the web browser. It's free.
Okay.
PocketCast, but if you want the apps,
Gotcha.
you get cloud storage, which is
That's
different.
interesting. Yeah.
So you can speed up your lectures, burn through other content.
I would
via
assume they're all on the
podcast
cloud.
DJ. Yeah. You can change your theme, which is cool, I guess, if you want to pay to change your theme. You can upload your own. And I guess that's really what the difference is between
Okay.
PocketCast and PocketCast Plus is if you pay a whopping $10 a year or 99 cents a month, you can upload your own.
That's not bad.
And that's what I'm seeing as the difference between the two.
Mm-hmm. We'll see how it works out for him. And I don't know, PocketCast may already be a big thing, but
it's not big around here.
yeah.
Something that is big, Cortana. We all use her.
Oh, yes.
This was just an interesting article because I didn't realize that Cortana could do any of this to begin with.
Okay.
Windows 10 is about to lose its smart home support. So apparently you could control your smart home through Cortana, which is
Okay.
interesting, but I can see how that works. And apparently, Cortana, they're going to strip away the smart home skills and transform it into something less like Google Assistant, Siri, and Alexa, and more into a productivity tool.
Okay, so they're trying to differentiate themselves and not compete with products that they believe, I guess, kind of have an edge right now.
Which is odd. I don't know.
Especially because I thought Siri was built to increase productivity.
Yeah, I don't know what the difference between a productivity tool is and what Google Assistant does.
Yeah, it's literally called an assistant, which generally an assistant is there to increase someone else's productivity.
Yeah. The one weird one, which might also be nice for a lot of people, is one of the part of the updates will limit who can use Cortana.
Okay.
So only users who have a Microsoft Online account can use Cortana.
Okay.
Which is fantastic because all my computers use a offline account. And I will use an offline account for as long as I can.
Huh, interesting. I guess they just want to be able to sync all your data or something, or maybe they're just trying to use that as a way to encourage you to use a Microsoft account.
Yeah, that could be it. Because even I can share my whole screen. I disable Cortana on all my computers all the way down. So I don't even have it.
You don't have the
bottom.
search bar thing.
So if I want to search, we're going to double check this real fast.
Can you just start typing?
Yeah, I can just start typing.
Okay.
We're going to see what was on my search bar first. Yeah, that should be fine. So if I hit the start menu down here, and then I can just type for CMD and pull up my command prompt.
Cool. Okay. So it just doesn't take up that extra space.
Yeah, I get extra taskbar.
Yeah.
Which is really all I want.
Yeah. Less clutter.
So this Google Stadia.
Speaking of less clutter,
they cleaned out their game.
Google
repository.
Stadia only has 28 games, and it's been out for a while. I actually have a buddy who has Stadia, and he said that he doesn't notice any latency. And he also said that I think Destiny hasn't been working for him, or wasn't working for him last week. I don't know why.
That's odd.
But apparently something was messed up with either Destiny or Stadia. Not a good sign. But if you read over the article, it looks like a lot of developers are saying that there's not really enough incentives to move their games over to Stadia, which kind of surprises me that they would have to port them over to Stadia. because
I wouldn't have any clue on what to do.
because I mean, if it's just a game running on a server somewhere, and
I think it would be a lot more successful if somehow Google could take any game and have their own porting stuff.
yeah,
So it just forwards the controls or something. I don't know.
that's what I kind of thought it was, but apparently it's
in the
not.
same way that you would in Steam, you can say play on this computer or play on
exactly,
another computer now.
yeah.
That should have been how it worked. But
Yeah, so if you're interested in game streaming,
and you
maybe
want to play one of 28 games,
maybe don't do it yet unless you're interested in those 28 games.
it's not very many games.
Wow. Speaking of games,
Open source.
Core. Core is a new platform aiming to be the YouTube of game development, which I can't quite see the whole YouTube analogy here. But it looks like, from reading over this article briefly once, that they're talking about almost open sourcing game design, which I think is a really cool idea.
So from the looks that I've seen between their website
Yeah.
and photos on this article,
Yeah.
I don't like the art style.
Okay.
I hate this clay Play-Doh art style.
So I think that is probably just a game, maybe props from inside the game engine that are like pre-built. But I'm assuming that
like packs.
I'm assuming you can create your own 3D models. Oh wow. I take that back. Reading through this article, wow, that's a lot of paragraphs down. So there's this place here, right?
Yep.
We want you to be really handsomely rewarded.
Yep.
To the left of that, it says, kit bashing is a major component of Core. While users can't upload their own textures or 3D models, they can take existing pieces and tweak them in size, scale, and color. Wow, so if you can't create your own 3D models, this is gonna be trash.
I wonder if users can't, but if you could buy packs. So you can buy the Haunted pack.
Yeah. Wow.
I would almost take this in the same level Scratch when it first came out.
Okay.
And that was from MIT.
Oh, like the programming language type thing? Where you drag and drop the blocks?
Yeah. I think this is just the next step. So once you learn Scratch, that'll teach you. It really teaches you the basics.
It teaches you logic, like how to do a loop.
Yeah.
And what an if statement is.
I don't know what we're looking at, but yeah, this is Scratch. And then, and then the next step, I would almost say, so creating blocks. So you can do oh, good Lord. Do you think I could do this on stream? All right, we need a control block. Nope, we need a when clicked.
So when you click, it's going to...
Oh. Can we do move? Looks motion. Move 10 steps.
So you see the cat on the right. His commands, those little code blocks, are going to make that cat character move 10 steps.
Oh, whenever I click
clicks.
the green flag.
Okay, gotcha. So that's like a super low level example of programming, and it can teach. It's really good for kids. They use it in school, and it kind of just teaches them to think in a very like linear fashion and thinking through the logic of different aspects of programming, building functions, loops, that kind of thing. Okay.
Fun. So yeah, that's we're gonna get carried away here. So that's the blocks.
Yeah.
And then I think this would be the next level. So this would be like you're teaching your kids from like 8 to 12 or something. And then once they pass that phase of understanding the basics, I could see how Core would come in, because now you're still dealing with drag and drop. essentially. I mean, drag,
Yeah.
drop, and scale, and rotate.
Yeah. And you can, I would assume, add some like programming logic in there.
But I would almost classify this more under, from what I've seen so far,
Yeah.
as a map builder
Yeah.
than a game development.
Yeah. After seeing this a second time, I think you're right.
I did go ahead and sign up to the alpha. So
Oh, nice.
I might get
That'd
in
be
on the
cool.
alpha, which I figure
Might as well
it looks
sign
cool.
up.
Just see what's like. But
Yeah.
I really hope they have multi-packs. Because we do this. Zoomed in on the image so we can see the picture better.
Yeah.
So they have like 3D objects and
Okay.
then 3D text, basic
Mhm.
shapes, nature, props, tile sets. And tile sets looks like they're like house parts right now. And there's audio, decals, effects, materials, and post-processing. But then that's all.
Yeah.
So like collision that's going to be inherent from parent.
Okay.
And then it inherits its visibility is also inherited from its parent. So like if you have a window on a wall, you'd have the window collision inherited from the wall. So it would all be the same.
Yeah, gotcha. So that you can't walk through the wall or the window, which is part of the wall.
Yeah. So then over on the right side, it does look like they have more options on what's in the world.
Okay.
So then like town, swamp, sawmill, mine shaft, observatory, park, mystery forest, mansion, farm, dam, construction site, bridge and lake, lobby dock.
Okay.
But that all sounds like the same texture pack. Like it all has this cartoony.
Gotcha. Yeah. Almost kind of reminds me of Fortnite, actually.
Yeah, it does, which is why I don't like it.
Yeah. I do like a lot of this article seems to point towards collaborative, which is why I was thinking open source.
Yeah. I'd be interested on how much you can actually do on the programming side.
Yeah.
If it's all already pre-programmed. And
Yeah.
It's all the PvP game, which is what it looks like it is.
Yeah.
Or if it really is just a map builder.
Yeah.
Because we had talked about this one before, GB Studio.
Okay.
And I have yet to download and play it. But this is actually something that looks like where you get to program. It's drag and drop
Okay.
and programming. I think this is a much cooler idea.
Is it mostly just 2D stuff?
It looks like Game Boy games.
Okay.
So yeah.
Gotcha.
It's
Cool.
all going to be this top-down Game Boy look. But then it has its own drag and drop things you put in there and then tell it how
Gotcha.
to react.
Okay.
Oh, learned too much on that. But I really want to sit down.
GB like Game Boy Studio. Gotcha. Oh, different scenes. Okay.
Yes, different looks like you can have it display stuff, and it isn't like there's as much hand coding
Gotcha.
as it is
Yeah.
when I want to create this object and this is how everything else interacts with this object, and I think that's a better way to teach people how to program.
Yeah.
But
A little bit kind of lower barrier to entry.
yeah, less daunting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I signed up for the alpha. I'm gonna see if I can get it. The very worst is that I create a Fortnite map.
And never release it.
Yeah, save us all, right?
That said, this video is not sponsored by Core. It's sponsored by Jmart Media, and
Nephew Tech.
check us out on YouTube, Facebook, MySpace, PlaySpace, Bookspace,
We're all over
Instagram.
the book space.
Primarily YouTube.
Pretty much only you two.
You have a website up now, right?
Yeah, so do you.
Yeah. I've had a website up for a long time.
Me too. Like a month now.
Speaking of changes to our websites, YouTube changes.
I didn't know how that was gonna work. I was like, I'll answer that.
I use YouTube Mobile a lot just because I honestly rarely turn on my computer at home. So I just use YouTube on my phone.
So I probably have YouTube play about 4 to 6 hours a day.
Yeah, at work. Just
between work and home. It's like
Yeah.
today I've been home all day.
Yeah.
And I've watched at least 3 hours of YouTube.
a couple things that have changed on mobile. The comment section has moved. So it used to be
Delete all the comments. Solve the problem.
that's the way they're going. No, it used to be you had the video, and then you had like a subscribe bar, and then you had some recommended videos, and then if you scrolled all the way to the bottom, it showed the comment section, and you would have a lot of comments. And I can't remember if you could continuously scroll down forever or if you could scroll down until like more comments.
You're asking a guy who never used the app before.
But now they move the comments up above the recommended videos, so between the like little subscribe bar and then above the recommended videos, but they only show 1 or 2 comments at a time, which my only real complaint is that they just show like 2 comments unless you expand it.
Is that the most terrible thing to save data?
I mean, it saves a few lines, a little bit of data, not much. It's just kind of annoying to have to tap the button, I guess.
Okay.
It's not a bad design, I wouldn't say. In fact, it's kind of a good idea because you have a lot less scrolling you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can easily get to the comments section and open it up. It just requires an extra tap, but it requires a lot less swiping. But you can still pretty easily get to the recommended videos.
Yeah.
Because you just have to scroll like 2 lines of text further. So it's kind of a good design. It's just a change. And usually react negatively to changes because I'm so used to it, you know? Another thing that changed recently, and this is actually for YouTube Studio or YouTube Analytics, the mobile app. Do you ever use the mobile app to like check out how much views your videos are getting?
I don't think you realize how little I use my phone.
I use my phone like he uses his computer. But now the Analytics app on mobile shows how many impressions you have. So how many people saw your thumbnails, essentially.
So it's useful now.
Yeah, I mean, it still showed your views and stuff.
Okay.
But now it shows your impressions, and it also shows your click-through rate. So based on however many times your thumbnail is viewed, how many people actually click on it and watch your videos.
Okay.
Which mine is kind of poor, actually.
I don't think anyone would have a high click-through rate.
Yeah, unless they have super
clickbaity
thumbnails.
Saved you there.
Yeah. But it's kind of interesting to see. My click-through rate is 7.6%. Is
that an easy thing to find? You do.
It's easy to find on mobile. It's probably pretty easy to find on.
Let's see. We're gonna go to
the actual YouTube Studio.
I doubt I could share. Everything. So YouTube Studio. Current subscribers, 9. 2 hands.
Almost 3 hands.
Okay. Click-through rate. We're gonna go down to analytics. Your channel got 3 views in the last 28 days.
Woohoo! See how many impressions you got.
Let's see.
But the new YouTube Studio on desktop is not bad, but it's definitely different. And for live streaming, it's kind of bad.
Found it. Impressions and how they led to watch time. 497 impressions. 0.0% click-through rate.
Ouchers.
0 impressions. 0 watch minutes.
Probably having the same title for a month didn't help.
No, it probably didn't.
At least I update my title. Although sometimes I don't update the title. But usually I do. There might be like 2 weeks in a row that have the same title.
I try to every week change my t-shirt. See, it's never the same shirt. That's how we can tell when we're live. And it's like, oh, it's the right week that we're broadcasting.
Yeah, the correct t-shirt. Microsoft sees an opportunity in old computers that still need to be upgraded from Windows 7.
So really, Microsoft realizes they can still bank off of people who haven't upgraded yet by letting them upgrade. It's a really weird way to name this title for CNBC. But it's basically Microsoft saying, yeah, we still make profit from people who upgrade because they still need our services. And by going to Windows 10, they have a better chance of buying the services than if they stick with 7.
So, yeah.
So from the looks of it, they're not actually going to stop letting you upgrade from 7 to 10.
Wow.
Which is pretty much what everyone predicted when they pushed it back. Not once, not twice.
Is it free to upgrade?
From 7 to 10, yes.
Okay.
And 8 and 8.1.
Okay, gotcha. Microsoft released Windows 7 in 2009. 11 years ago.
Yeah.
Stuck around. Man. This week the news was
slow.
Basically there wasn't any.
Yeah. There was zero interesting things.
Well,
that's it.
That's it.
25 minutes or less. Right?
We'll tech to you next week, and hopefully there will be some tech topics to tech about.
There better be tech news. We'll tech about all of them. Every single topic will be teched about.